whenever you're going to cross the roads in Eternia, make sure you look both ways and hold hands with your parents.
Oh, the special message at the end of a lot of these cartoons, right? Inspector Gadget did it. I think Thundercats did it as well. I think like so many did it. It's like, if a teacher is touching you inappropriately, well, I don't think they ever did that one. But it was that kind of shit. You know.
Top 5 Face-Off contains adult themes and language that some people may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
He's Matt Hurst.
He's Matt Squirrell.
And this is Top 5 Face-Off, the official world rankings of everything. What are we ranking today, Hurst?
Well, Squirrel, today we're going to be ranking the top 5 80s and 90s TV cartoons.
Ooh, coming right up after this.
If there's more than one, then there's a best and a worst. If there's more than 5, call Squirrell and Hurst. It's the top 5 Face-Off. Actual fact. It's the top 5 Face-Off. Facts are exact. Top 5 Face-Off. Top 5 Face-Off. Official world ranking. What's next? You decide.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, rankers. Welcome back. And for our new rankers, welcome to the show.
Hello.
For any new rankers, Squirrel, why don't you tell them what we're doing here and, most importantly, why we're doing it?
Well, hello, new rankers. This is Top 5 Face-Off, the official world rankings of everything that could possibly exist. Every single week, we spin a special wheel to pick a random subject that's been suggested by our Patreons, and then Hurst and I will rank the top 5 and the worst of that topic. And you, the ranker at home, go to our website, www.top5faceoff.co.uk, and vote to tell us which one of us is correct, because one of us is always correct.
Yeah, good summary. Like that. But we never get straight to the point because, of course, we're British. So we need to do a bit of small talk. And what do we do better in Britain than talking about the weather? How's the weather been, Squirrel?
The weather has been mostly very dry right up until today when it rained. But before that, it's been dry for bloody ages.
Yeah, I was driving back from down south earlier and it was blue skies. And then suddenly it was not blue skies and it was raining so hard that I couldn't see. The road instantly flooded and I started doing a bit of aquaplaning on the motorway. So that was a bit fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stupid weather. At least I don't have to worry that any of the garden dried out whilst I was away.
Well, thank goodness. Thank goodness, Hurst. And was your lemon plant tucked up safely inside?
Oh, my God, the lemon plant had some drama recently.
Oh, no. Tell us all about it, Hurst.
Because of this inclement weather we've been having and it suddenly getting really windy and really cold and then being all right again, the lemon plant has just shriveled in utter protest.
Oh, no.
All its leaves started going yellowy and horrible. So I have stuck it in like a little mini greenhouse and protecting it from all of the wind and a bit from the cold and watering it. And when the sun comes out, obviously that's giving it a bit more. So it seems to have stabilised, but it did look a bit dramatic for a bit. And I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't deeply concerned. I think it's going to pull through, but that was an emotional time.
Well, thoughts and prayers from myself, and I'm sure all the rankers, Hurst, to make sure Lemony Snicket survives the next month or so.
Speaking of prayers, being the excellent Christian you are, I see that we need to let the rankers know that obviously Easter is a big, deep emotional time for you, which is why we haven't delivered on our regular timeline. Squirrel's been deep in prayer.
I've been too busy at church. That is absolutely not true, Red, because I just basically fucked up my timekeeping. I don't know what happened. The week just completely ran away with me. We did have it planned, right? And then I just didn't turn up because I'm a moron.
That was the Patreon special
that was
we had
Patreon.
Planned. Then
which we still
after
haven't
that, no, some near 3 weeks later. Yeah, so I was there, but you'd forgotten, which is the first time that's happened in a year. So that's the only surprising thing, really, is that it hasn't happened before.
And then I went on holiday to Wangford on the East Coast.
Wangford? Is it actually called Wingford? Or...
No, it's literally called Wangford. Look it up, rankers. Wangford in Norfolk. It's all right. It's near the sea, isn't it? So, yeah, didn't record then. And then we just couldn't make it work during the week, could we? Our times just didn't match up.
No, we've been busy bunnies. I've been down south for a couple of weekends. First of all, seeing Michael and Rachel, the juggler, friend of the show and supplier of this week's topic.
Yes.
And then this weekend, I have had an absolute belter. I went to see one of my absolute favourite bands last night, Blacktop Mojo.
Oh, we've heard of them before on this podcast.
Yeah, the Texan grunge band. And I had a VIP pass and I went with my friend Lex and it was immense. So we got to go backstage, meet them, and they did a little acoustic set and like press the flesh, as they say in the show business terms. But they were just really, really nice blokes. And because we were VIP, we got in early, so we all just piled to the front to be right next to the stage. And it was nice because it didn't just feel like the ticket was that quick. Yeah, here's some of your fans. They're like, yeah, lovely. Like through the show, they'd see us and they'd be pointing at us. And one of the guitarists gave me his pick at the end of a song, just reached down, pointing, and handed it to me. Sometimes they flick them into the crowd. But I was like, sweet, man, recognition. And they were just so, so good. And so were the two support bands, who I will shout out for being excellent. It was Gorilla Riot, who I think are a British band, and a guy called Braden Stewart.
Okay.
He's an American. He's so Texan. He wore dungarees. He could have been chewing on a piece of grass and it looked bang on, but fuck me dead. He was so good. He's 20 years old and he sings Southern blues like he's a 50-year-old with the weight of the world dragged around his shoulders. And they were so tight and so good. And I was listening to it on the way home going, good one, Braden, and immense work. Blacktop Mojo. It was their final gig of their tour, so we just hung out with them in the bar afterwards. It was awesome. Really good times, but I am thusly hanging today.
Hurst is not feeling very well, everybody at home. Children, he's had too much lemonade.
Hence the renewed Barry White. Squirrell was like, are you still ill? Like, no. Different deep voice. Screaming and alcohol.
Have you got anything gripping your shit or make you feel old? Or should we jump straight into the fucking results? Because we've already been doing this for fucking 54 minutes due to technical issues.
I mean, I can't think of anything that's really gripping my shit. Last night, though, I was gripping my shit. So actually, I'm going to tell you about that.
Uh-oh.
It was classic. If it hadn't worked out well, I would still be fuming now. I was staying in this fairly low rent place from booking.com. It was only £62 for what was supposed to be 2 beds. One of them was actually a pull-out sofa bed that was really tiny.
Where was it? London?
No, Southampton.
Oh, God, proper south. All right.
Yeah, and it was a kind of grubby little place. It's like, well, it's fine. It's just 2 lads. We'll be okay. And it had a little key safe outside, so they just send you the code on an email and you let yourself in.
This is a hotel, not an Airbnb.
Well, it's on booking.com, but it's blatantly an Airbnb because it has like a little kitchen.
Oh, that's fine. Key safe, yeah.
I thought on the way, well, I don't want to risk losing the key, so I'll jam those back in the key safe. And off I went, and I took a lot of photos and videos, and I realised quite early on that I was down under 30% of my phone's battery life. So I thought, I'll switch to plane mode, I'll turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all those things, close everything except the camera so I can get all the photos I want for the event. Even in spite of 10 pints and 5 nasty shots, managed to stumble my way directly home. I was thinking, I'm pretty pleased with myself. And I went to the key safe.
Your phone's got the number on it and you don't know the number.
And I was like, okay, key safe. I think I only moved it 2 notches. And it's like, shit, no, I didn't. Okay, let's try and get it back to where it was so we can work it out. And could we fuck? We could barely see. So I was fine. I've still got about 8 or 9% left on my phone.
Okay.
Go to my emails, and suddenly that 8% dropped to 4%. It's like, that's not acceptable, phone.
Get your emails quicker.
So I'm looking at this, like, I can't find this goddamn thing. I was like, where is it? Where is it? And then the phone just switched itself off.
No.
No. So I was standing there going, shit. I genuinely can't think how we're going to access it because Lex had none of the information we needed for getting hold of it. So I did manage to quickly, given the guy's number, I screenshotted it and sent it to him just in case. But it was 1:30 in the morning.
I was going to say it's late.
I can't think for a second he was going to answer his phone. And then I looked over the road and there was a pub and they were just closing up, like wiping the surfaces down. So I ran over and said, excuse me, don't suppose you have a charger? I've got a bit of a situation with a key lock and I need to access an email and I can't do it. And Millie, shout out to Millie, amazing, said, yeah, of course, no problem.
Go on, Millie.
Funnily enough, you're not the first person this has happened to. That was a surprise, but a pleasant one. So, yeah, she let me plug the phone in and after about 10 minutes, it had enough charge to go. And could I find the email? Fuck. So I'm so sorry. I know it's in here somewhere. And drunkenly, this took probably 10, 15 minutes. Soberly, I would have just immediately checked my deleted emails just in case. No. And that's exactly where it was.
Why did you delete that?
I don't know why I would have deleted it. I did it on purpose. But yeah, so the moment of the phone going off, that shit, we're stuck outside until about 7 a.m.
Mm.
And then I've got to drive home. So, yeah, that was a horrible thing, but so much love for Millie. The pub is called the Wellington Arms in Southampton, off Park Road. Barmaid, Millie, if you're ever in the area, go in and buy her a pint and say, Hurst loves you.
All right. Do you want to find out what happened?
Yeah, we probably better had, since I've just added another 5 minutes to the preamble.
Before I edit in. Well, we were talking about smells, Hurst, thanks to excellent Patreon, and we don't know what the new name is yet, but we've got some suggestions in the comments right now,
Yes.
Hurst, for our higher level of Patreons. But anyway,
Yeah, what's Meg got to say?
Meg says, this is really close because I also like to snort marker pens until I get dizzy. But it's tough to beat bread, says Meg98. So Meg votes for you. Fully agree, Meg. Just snort on them pens until you feel a bit faint. Good work. Another vote for you. He says, my dog has no nose. Please don't ask me about it. It was a traumatic accident and it isn't a joke. Hurst busting out the classic this week, playing to the crowd. Solid win, nothing to sniff at. That's from Trooper.
Cheers, Trooper.
2 votes for you so far, Hurst, but here we go. Coming back with this one. Love both lists. The traction engine did it for me. I love the smell of them at fairs and also the smell of steam train engines. Cheers, Cov. My suggestion for the new Patreon name is Top Tier Rankers. Not bad. Not bad. But there's quite a good one coming up. This is a vote for you, Hurst. I almost forgot to vote. Well, it's a good job you had quite a lot of extra time to do it then, the vision. Season of Hurst gets stronger day by day. Fucking bullshit. Tough one this week. Mown grass and clean sheets narrowly beat out Squirrel's barbecue party. Also, for the supporter hub, top 20, top 5 face offers club. No, wait, that's shit. I'll think of something else, says Gazchap. Thank you, Gazchap.
Oh, the Face Officers Club.
Face Officers Club, good. Face Officers, maybe. Write that down or something. Oh, no, don't need to write it down. Literally recording this. Okay. That's how this works.
Wow, we've got shit in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, fucking hell. Got shit. Got shitter.
Sorry, got shit.
Yeah.
We've lowered a very low bar.
Amazing. We've had to dig a hole to place the bar in.
Yeah, get under that one, limbo fuckers.
Although I agree with Squirrel that traction engine rallies have a very evocative smell, I'm more likely to buy air freshener or deodorant from Hurst's list, says Kern.
Yeah.
Fine. Davpaz here again. Thanks for an excellent stinky episode which demonstrates how much smell is tied into memory and feelings. One of my favourite smells is a hotel swimming pool after hours when the sun has gone down. Probably not because it smells good, just that it has positive memory associations. I'm going to have to give it to Hurst this week as his classic selection tickles my fancy the best. Rank on! Thanks, Davpaz.
Yes, nice.
It was, of course, his episode, as we discussed earlier. Here's one that fucking hasn't put too much effort in. This one just says, vote for husband. He smells yummy. Flutterby Carly. Thank you, Carly. I abstained from voting in the ABBA episode because I don't like them. Whoever chose Petrichor had my vote before I even listened to the whole episode. Best smell ever, except for Jupe. Squirrel's choices are those of a proper man who smells of Old Spice. Do you smell of Old Spice, Squirrel? Says Katie. Yeah, legitimately do. Hi guys, it's Ohio from Ohio. I love the smell of petrol. Brackets, we call it gas because of lighter fluid, close brackets. So Squirrel gets the American vote this time, brackets, although we don't have a great recent track record for voting, close brackets.
Nice. Political.
Thank you, Ohio, for the new name. Ohio suggests our number ones. Ooh, pretty good. Pretty good. Great list, but what weirdo likes the smell of petrol? Feel better, Hurst, says Moneyslinger.
Nice. Thanks, Moneyslinger. I do feel better. Well, I don't today, but
You don't, but
I feel
that's
less
your
ill.
fault. Yeah. Hurst's list is basically a spa day for the nostrils. Fresh sheets, wood fires, baking breads, full stop. Squirrel's list, on the other hand, reads like the smells you encounter right before a health and safety officer faints. If you say you love the smell of clean sheets, people nod approvingly. If you say you love the smell of petrol, people slowly back away while maintaining eye contact. Keep up the great ranking. From One Good Leg. Thanks, One Good Leg. And One Good Leg has explained their name to us. One normal leg, the good one. And one scarred and disfigured leg, the bad one. Motorcycle accident circa 2002. Love you.
Wow. Thanks very much. Good sharing.
And then a couple with no name. Not bad this week for the no names thing. Only 2 votes. Both for you, as it happens. One just says some nice smells in there. And the other says bedding and bread gets my vote. There we are. Thanks, Anonymouses.
Anonymi.
So, Hurst, you want the results?
I did. I mean, it sounded like there were more comments for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean... did we get good votes again, or has that settled down now?
We got 14 comments, Hurst, but in total we got 57 votes, so really it could go anywhere. But it hasn't. You got 34, I got 23.
Ooh,
big numbers.
Yeah, those are big numbers. 23 would have been a winning score in pretty much
absolutely.
all of last season.
Yep.
And most of this season.
Bad news, of course, Hurst, because it means that you have to let us know the top 5 smells.
I'm ready this week.
Hit us.
At number 5, clean sheets. Coming in at number 4, petrichor, a.k.a. rain on a hot pavement. Number 3, wood fires. Number 2, freshly cut grass. And at number 1, the very greatest smell of all time is fresh bread.
It is official. They are the top 5 smells. Should we rank some shit?
Let's rank it.
Who's going to go first with 80s and 90s cartoons, Hurst? How could we possibly decide?
I would suggest that we flip the coin of destiny.
What a great idea. I just happen to have it in flipping position on my thumb. It's heads first.
I reckon I've just got a vibe on it. I've got a vibe on it this week. I think we're going to get an air horn at number 1.
Don't think we are.
Not going to put any money on it.
All right.
Especially now.
Well.
Anyway, let us begin. Enough of that. At number 5, I have got Dungeons and Dragons. We've talked about Dungeons and Dragons before because when we did our cartoon villains, we both had Venger
right?
in our list.
Yeah.
Both had him really high up because goddamn terrifying. Dungeons and Dragons is, well, obviously an 80s cartoon. It followed 6 friends, Hank, Eric, Diana, Presto, Sheila, and Bobby, who are transported from an amusement park ride into a dangerous fantasy realm, guided by the enigmatic Dungeon Master. And they receive special magical weapons, and they attempt to find a way home whilst battling the goddamn evil wizard Venger and the 5-headed dragon Tiamat.
Yes.
Now, a couple of things I noted when I was watching back through it. First of all, of course, it's never going to live up to the excitement of when you're a child, but, still an excellent premise. I've forgotten just how much I hate that stupid little unicorn.
No, you were bitching about this last time, you.
God, it's like, stop trying to get them killed, you idiot. This is something
Frank Welker, right? Doing that voice. It's the same dude that did Scooby-Doo and Optimus Prime, I believe.
Excellent. Thanks for that.
No worries. I don't even know if that's right.
Yeah, so first of all, Uni was really annoying. Bobby,
The little barbarian kid.
Bobby's basically Scrappy-Doo.
Yes.
And the thing that really stood out to me was how casual they are about the terrifying 5-headed dragon Tiamat. Basically, Bobby's Scrappy-Doo. Every time Tiamat shows up, he runs up and is like, let me at him. And they're like, stop, Stop, Bobby. And then back. And they just don't seem anywhere near scared enough, considering Venger's, battle and pure nemesisicity of Tiamat. They just don't seem scared enough of him, which annoyed me a little. But other notes I had, Eric is a total bellend. They should have just left him there. And Venger had a brilliant line, which was, "You have won for now, but I shall win in the end." Love that. That's excellent confidence. It's not quite, I'll get you next time, gadget. It's like, just so you know, kids, I'm coming back. And I'm going to come back harder. So, yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, it was fun to watch it again. When I started out, I thought it might have been higher on my list, but it didn't age as well as some of the other things I loved. So I've stuck it in, but only at number 5.
All right, cool. Number 5 for me is a 1997 TV series. So scraping right in at the edge of the 90s. And I should mention that we did discuss that we weren't going to include things that carried on past the year 2000. So things like Family Guy and Futurama and South Park and The Simpsons, of course, all eligible for 80s and 90s cartoons. but not in this category. They didn't feel right. And when I mentioned this to you, you just happened to be with Rachel the Juggler at the time, right?
I did indeed. So, and she verified that was not in the spirit of the subject.
Right. Tough shit. I'm not counting Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo is my number 5. It started in 97 and ran on and off until 2004. So shut up. Even after I just said all that, I immediately went into it. But it feels like a 90s cartoon because it isn't still on now. And it was very much of its time. Johnny Bravo, if you never saw it, he was like a mix between Elvis and James Dean. That was the premise of what they were trying to make him. He's a good looking dude. He says, whoa, mama. Oh, mama. Things like that. And he's like hyper ripped, like he's just a chunk of meat. And every episode is about him trying to pick up chicks, and every episode is him failing miserably because he's a dick. It's never like women are stupid. Johnny is an idiot, and women don't want to kind of get together with him because of that. And it's legitimately really funny. It was clearly trying to amuse the people writing it just as much as it was trying to amuse the people watching it. And it was, speaking of Family Guy, one of the first things that Seth MacFarlane was involved in. So it's very good and incredibly childish. It was on Cartoon Network, but it's great. Johnny Bravo, number 5.
That is super controversial, especially as you said, we agreed running over. I thought if it had run over to 2001 and it was more on the 90s side than the naughty side, I might have been a bit less. Yeah, I never saw it, but that does sound really funny.
It is funny. Johnny Bravo.
Okay, so that's your number 5.
Yep.
So my number 4 is He-Man. For anyone who's been living under a rock and has not heard of He-Man, he's the most powerful man in the universe. He goes against the evil forces of Skeletor to save the planet Eternia and, importantly, protect the secrets of Castle Grayskull.
Not that we know what those secrets were ever at any point, or why they were important.
I know, he did a very good job.
He did a great job. We don't know why he was having
No one ever found out about what they were, so...
Yep. Yeah, nailed it.
He-Man wins. Like Transformers, the series was created by Filmation to promote a Mattel toy after the company realised the potential in fantasy-themed action figures. So anyway, meanwhile, Skeletor wants to steal said secrets from Castle Grayskull, and he, of course, wants to take over the universe, as previously discussed, which is why he was my top villain. Just great ambition for someone like that. Perfectly blended fantasy and science fiction with vibrant animation, and it had strong female representation. So characters like Teela and the Sorceress, they were strong, capable role models, made the show appealing to a more diverse audience. And it was really before that sort of thing was happening a lot. It wasn't really talked about the disparity between male role models and female role models in the 80s, but they were a bit ahead of the time on that. And it was always nice that they finished with a nice moral lesson. So Prince Adam would talk to the camera, break that fourth wall, break the fourth wall and in a Brecht style and say, hey kids, whenever you're going to cross the roads in Eternia, make sure you look both ways and hold hands with your parents.
Oh, the special message at the end of a lot of these cartoons, right? Inspector Gadget did it. I think Thundercats did it as well. I think like so many did it. It's like, if a teacher is touching you inappropriately, well, I don't think they ever did that one. But it was that kind of shit. I went to school at dodgy places.
My only grievance I've actually come up with about the show is, dare I say it, Skeletor. In spite of being my greatest cartoon villain, I can't remember who won that episode.
I've got a website right here that has the official world ranking on.
The guy needs shaking, man. He-Man and Prince Adam are identical.
The hair is so shit.
Like, he doesn't take that weird bowl cut off. He doesn't put it up into like a man bun or something to make him look a bit different. The only difference, literally, the only difference between He-Man and Prince Adam is that He-Man's tan.
He's took his shirt off.
But even then, Prince Adam's still ripped. It's like he's walking around all buff. Like, that guy is definitely, he looks familiar. So,
all right. So just to let you know, that is officially the best cartoon villain of all time you're talking about there, Hurst.
Yeah. He screwed the pooch a little bit there. I still maintain he was an excellent villain, loved Skeletor, but I feel that, if not him, he probably had minions for doing research, and they could have started, taking some photo fits of like, who could He-Man be? Who else is on Eternia that might have access to all of these tools and toys? And feel like he could have done better, but I do love Skeletor.
All right, cool. He-Man, excellent shout. Number 4 for me is almost He-Man's sister show. Oh, no. He-Man's sister show would literally be She-Ra. Okay. It is not that. My number 4 is Thundercats. incredibly similar premise to He-Man. It's magic and fantasy in a sci-fi world on a different planet. It's all those things mixed together. The Thundercats, of course, crash-landed on Third Earth. There it is.
And hadn't Lion-O been frozen in time? So he still had the mind of a child, but the body of an adult. And it's like,
He was a teenager, wasn't he?
here, have this really sharp sword.
He was a teenager in a ripped up dude's body. That's right.
Yeah.
And yeah, they crashed on. Well, they had to flee Frontera as it was getting destroyed, and they crashed on Third Earth, and immediately took upon themselves to just start fucking up the locals. Barbara and all his mates, because they decided his band had to die, even though they had the ones that crashed there, and erected this enormous building of this weird. It's meant to be a sphinx-like cat. It always looked a bit like a dog to me. And yeah, no, started fucking with Mumra, which is kind of rude. But there you are. Yeah, I love Thundercats. Panthro was my favourite because he got to drive the Thunder Tank, and the Thunder Tank was legit great.
How hot was Chitara, though?
Well, I have watched this again, Hurst. Not hot is the answer. Chitara's 80s power. The hair and the shoulder pads are off the chain for Chitara.
That was hot back then.
She's in a leotard with shoulder pads, man. That's something else. And Wily Kit and Wily Cat. Oh, fuck off. They're annoying. Snarf, not so annoying. Not like Wily Kit and Wily Cat. But yeah, Thundercats launched in 85. 130 episodes of Thundercats. That is a big number. And every week, the opening narration told you what had happened and how they got there. And it's like, Thundercats understands that if you just shout lore at children over and over again, they'll just accept what's going on and not really question the fact that these people are trying to commit genocide.
Just gloss over that.
Number 4, Thundercats.
Excellent. So my number 3, Transformers. So Transformers storyline centers on a civil war between two factions of sentient, shape-shifting alien robots because, you know, what is going to get a kid's motor running more than sentient, shape-shifting alien robots? Heroic Autobots and the evil Decepticons turn Earth into a battleground. Led by Optimus Prime and Megatron, they battle over the Allspark or other energy sources to restore their dying home planet. So again, turning up on another planet and plundering its resources. Yeah, so they want the energy source to restore their dying planet, Cybertron, or I think Megatron kind of wanted it to conquer the universe. So all hail Megatron. The original 1984 Transformers cartoon was, of course, created specifically to sell toys. Hasbro partnering with Marvel Comics to create characters and stories for exciting robot toys. Using the show to market new toy releases, characters are often introduced in the cartoon just purely to drive sales. Best advertising ever. I would not mind advertising nearly as much if it was all like Transformers. They should start doing a bit more of that kind of advertising, although it's probably harder to sell perfume with an ongoing storyline. Quick, Optimus Prime is wearing Hugo Boss for men. This week he's wearing Davidoff Cool Water. Megatron's decided to go for the Old Spice.
Yeah, of course he has.
I'm not sure that it would work quite as well, but it was a great idea. They were iconic character designs and innovative concept of the sentient robots. Good voice acting, notably Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime. I think we've mentioned Peter Cullen already, haven't we?
Oh, is it not Frank Welker? Oh, I've confused. Frank Welker did Megatron, didn't he? I got them mixed up. Yes, Peter Cullens did Optimus Prime, and he did it again in the movies, right? With Michael Bay movies, although he was sounding pretty old then. Pretty sure. And he was Benja, of course.
Yeah, anyway, it was a great show. It, again, hasn't aged as well as, you know, you hope it would, but it is still pretty brilliant. And I just love that dysfunctional Starscream-Megatron relationship. Starscream constantly going, I'm going to take over, Megatron. You're not good enough. I'm going to stab you in the back one day.
Right.
And Megatron's like, yeah, go away, Starscream.
Yeah,
like,
get fucked, you tiny little thing.
Why don't you just kill him? He's sitting there saying, I'm going to take over and ruin all of your plans, and I can be in charge of the Decepticons. If I was Megatron, I'd have just wiped him out.
Stamp on him, or shoot him with your entirely huge gun laser arm, which you can never hit anything with, except for rocks and buildings when appropriate.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. I did enjoy Transformers a lot at the time. I few years back, I bought an Optimus Prime, like the original toys in box, and just holding the box, looking at the little sticker when you put your finger over and it heated up and told you if it was Decepticon or Autobot, turned purple or red, just all of those little bits. And I just remember looking at it and the stats on the back and having this wild nostalgia blast from when I got Optimus Prime as a kid, and it was possibly the greatest day of my childhood. So the toys were excellently designed and put together. They were actually really difficult to transform a lot of the time. You couldn't mid-game go, Autobots roll out. It's like, right, give me 5.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to turn it into a truck.
Yeah.
Well, so why were they trucks? Why were they disguised as trucks if they're on an alien world? They don't know what trucks are.
I think we probably need to gloss over a lot of that.
Okay.
Same thing for aeroplanes and and handguns, tape decks. I mean, if you pull that string, it all falls apart pretty fast.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's move swiftly on. To my number 3, already been mentioned, Hurst, is Dungeons and Dragons. Hooray! 1983 to 1985, a mere 27 episodes, Hurst. That's all.
How's that?
28 were written. They never filmed the last one where they got back home. So they're still stuck there as far as anyone is concerned.
Fucking Eric's fault, I reckon.
Maybe.
I hate that guy.
Yeah,
or Uni. Eric and Uni conspired to get them stuck there forever.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, they nearly got home. They got really close once, and that was mostly down to Eric. But we won't go into that. I watched an episode. What episode did you watch? Because I watched the first one again.
Yeah, the one when Tiamat comes in, and they stick him down in a hole, and then he comes back out and fights Vendra, and they narrowly escape. And
I watched that one, and I watched the one 2 minutes to midnight, or whatever it was called. The clock strikes midnight. I don't know. But there's a giant clock where all the children who have also come from Earth somehow were like being used as slaves to push a clock that never struck midnight. It was a bit Sisyphean. It was legitimately quite scary. I can imagine I was like, if I was a kid watching this, I might be a bit scared of what's going on right now.
It was a scary show. It was brilliant.
It was good. But yeah, these kids, as you said, they got transported. They went on the Dungeons and Dragons ride, and that was a bad ride to go on because it just zapped them through a portal to this magical world where they were given incredibly high-level weapons off the bat. If you were playing Dungeons and Dragons, got handed any of the weapons these fucks had, you're done. That is the end. You're like, right, I'm going to sell this and retire forever. Like, you are good. But yes, Dungeons and Dragons, obviously the kids wanted to use it to get back home. So I won't go into it anymore. You've already talked about it. Dungeons and Dragons, good shit. Number 3.
Yeah. No, good call. Right. Let's get to my number 2, which is The Mysterious Cities of Gold. A French-Japanese animated adventure series about Esteban, an impulsive 12-year-old Spanish orphan, searching for his father and the legendary 7 cities of gold in the 16th century New World. Along with his friends Zero and Tao, he explores ruins, encounters Spanish conquistadors, discovers advanced ancient technology. And what makes it exceptional and unlike many of the other cartoons of its time is that it was a mix of high-stakes serialized adventure. It was an ongoing story. It was like actually reading a book rather than each episode could stand on its own. Like any given He-Man episode could have slotted anywhere into any of them. But I started watching this, and we are currently on episode 5, and Carly's watching it with me. You look past the fact that there's a little bit of naffness to it because it's, 80s, French, Japanese with dubbed English over the top. But it's a really good story, and there's fear, there's uncertainty, there's doubt, all of those things that you think, are they going to drown on this ship? Like the voyage over the seas to get to the Americas is fraught. They hit storms, they get discovered, they almost go overboard a few times. It is tantalizing. It's continuous, sophisticated plot paired with a proper musical score. It is legitimately still a good cartoon, and it's an engaging story. So that was the biggest surprise for me. I expected a lot of these things to be nowhere near as good as I remembered them. And I remembered precious little about this, apart from there was a big golden condor they were flying
Falcon. Oh, it was a condor, was it? Yes, that's right. Yes, that's all I remember. And the music.
And one of the dudes on the boat, one of the sort of sidekicks of not Esteban, I forget the main guy's name, but he's got this like weird monkey face. I remembered it from a kid. He's just got this big sort of round jowly face. And it still looks like a monkey today. It's really bizarre. Yeah, it's just a brilliant series, and I'm excited to keep watching because I don't remember what happened. And I didn't want to read ahead. I didn't want to, for the sake of the show, it's like, oh, this is what happened. It's like, no, man. I need to watch this. I need to let it unfold, but it's brilliant. Highly recommend it. You can find it on YouTube. They've got all of the episodes on it.
Well,
So anyone can go
brilliant.
and look at it. So Mysterious Cities of Gold, number 2. Love it.
Yes, and the music, superb.
So good.
Yeah. Right, my number 2. Now, earlier, I suspect I'm going to chop it out because we were just chatting shit at the time, but Hurst was saying how he's got a strange vibe for this episode that we're going to have the same number 1. I have a funny feeling I'm about to ruin that.
Are you?
My number 2 is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
All right. No,
okay,
still
carry
on,
on.
still on.
All right, okay, interesting. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in the UK, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the USA, and, well, everywhere else. 193 episodes of the original run they did, Hurst, from 87 to 96. And it was based on a comic book series by somebody called Baird, and I forgot the other person's name, and it's not written down in my notes. Sorry about that. And that comic series was kind of just taking the piss out of Marvel's Daredevil. It's a bit weird. The kind of radioactive goop that made the Turtles went into the sewers because it went down the drain from when Daredevil had his car accident or was run over by a truck or something. And Daredevil would fight against the Hand, and the Turtles would fight against the Foot Clan. And there was Master Stick, who became Master Splinter in the Turtles. It's like just a rip-off of that. And they must have thought, yeah, we could do this because we're just a no-one comic book drawers. And then it suddenly became one of the most popular TV shows of the freaking late 80s. And it did. It wasn't ever created like Transformers or He-Man or Thundercats to sell the toys, right? Because there was existing IP. This was put together to try and be a good cartoon. But then it was just everywhere, wasn't it? Fucking wallpaper, pajamas, lunchboxes, all the just billions of different toys and
So much swag.
so much merch.
I had an absolutely devastating TNMT thing happen at school. I was Hero Turtles anyway. They had like the collectible cards. They weren't stickers because you didn't have album, but that was the first playing cards that you could buy. So they were massive. I was in junior school at the time, and I managed to amass loads of them just by blagging them off people who already had like one spare of this. Like,
right.
So like I've got a second spare of that. It's like, I'll just take anyone's second spares, and you've still got one there for swaps or whatever. It's just going around like negotiating. No wonder I ended up in sales. And
give me something for free that you have no reason to do.
Yeah, but you have also no value in keeping, really. It's just clogging up your
No, that's true. Yeah.
So I built up a good stash of them to the point that I actually had swaps of my own, and I only bought a few packs like near the end to get over the line, and I ended up with the full collection. And on the day I completed it, I was sitting down and it was next to me, and when I wasn't looking, someone nicked it from right where I was, and I have no idea who it was.
In school?
In school. Someone just nicked the whole deck. Like, I literally just completed it and someone nabbed it. So my career in sales obviously started the same as someone else's career in burglary and going to prison, hopefully.
Yeah, brilliant. Which one was your favourite? Which turtle?
I was always a fan of Raphael.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. Excellent. And in the comics, he's even better. He's just a fucking monster that could easily kick the shit out of the other three turtles if he wanted to. One of the good things about the turtles, it was very simple, very identifiable for turtles, right? You had Leader, you had fucking Nerd Geek who would make shit, and then you had Raph who was just like got angry all the time, and then you had Party Idiot. It's basically like if the Beatles had lived in a sewer and occasionally kicked a robot. Like, that's what you've got. It's really easy to pick a favourite. Anyone that picked Leonardo was just a knob, though. So, yeah.
Michelangelo was the biggest knob, though. It's like, yo, that's super cool, dude. It's like, no, tone it down.
He was fun. He was fun. That was fine. Anyway, number 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja / Hero Turtles. No nunchucks in the UK. Thank you very much.
Nunchaku. I did a grading in Nunchaku once.
There you are. No, they're too violent to be shown on television, though, Hurst.
Yeah, not too violent to be trained up with, though.
No. How many times do you smack yourself in the head?
Only once. You only ever do it once.
Yeah, fucking bet.
Yeah, they were proper full-on wood, and we never trained with any of the kind of the light ones to get good because you need to learn.
The rubberized ones,
feel. It's a different feel to them. So I learned with the full-on wooden ones that had like hexagonals, so those edges were proper deadly. One whack in the head, you don't do that again, and you concentrate hard.
Interesting. That is why Splinter chose to give them to Michelangelo because he was so fucking casual and about everything. He gave him nunchucks specifically because he would have to concentrate really fucking hard or he would hurt himself. There's a lot. I could talk about this for far too long. I will stop now because I will just keep going otherwise.
Bravo.
Yeah.
That's a good call. I love your enthusiasm for the things that you love.
Fucking love turtles.
Your nerdiness is probably one of the main reasons we're friends.
You brought donuts into work. You gave me shit.
We gave you donuts. We both liked energy drinks, and we were both able to nerd out about the things we love.
Well, this has been a joyous episode so far, Hurst, even with your hangover, but it's time to get to the worst.
You're never going to guess what my worst is. You've probably never even heard of my worst.
I don't know. I'm pretty good with 80s cartoons, man.
How do you feel about Rubik, the Amazing Cube, running from 1983 to 1984, 13 episodes?
the puzzle cube. What?
That's correct.
Hit me.
A terrible merchandise-driven cartoon based on none other than the Rubik's Cube.
What the fuck? What's it do? Just sit there and go, because it's a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, it was one of the first ever cartoons in the toy-based trend, coming in at 1983 and lasting for a blessedly short 13 episodes.
Of course
Of all
it
of the
did.
toys that you're going to try and sell through a cartoon, though, Rubik's Cube. It's like, yeah, all the cool kids at school had the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, what were they about? What happened? Like, what did the Rubik's Cube talk and shit?
Yeah, it talked, and it could only do stuff if it was solved. It's bollocks. Yeah, it's the ultimate template for selling out. They also gave it a god-awful gremlin face, like hideous. What? Why? Why would you put that face on a Rubik's Cube? It doesn't look cute. It looks like it wants to eat the other characters.
Oh, it looks like an evil Smurf.
Yeah.
It's got a weird blue head and little feet. What the fuck?
And if you think that's bad, listen to its voice.
Rubik need drink of water.
Anyway, enough about Rubik the Amazing Cube. God awful. Don't watch it.
All right. I won't. No, to be honest, I fucking might, because that sounds absolutely incredible / terrible. Oh, I'm about to dig that up. Cool. My worst, it was nearly Captain Planet. Captain Planet was too fucking preachy for me. Piss off, Planet.
He wanted to take pollution down to zero, didn't he?
Shut up, Captain Planet. But I didn't go with Captain Planet because I got something far worse, man. Popeye and Son. Now, Popeye and Son ran for 1 season and 13 episodes, much like Rubik by the sound of it. Made by Hanna-Barbera, like the original Popeye, but Popeye and Olive Oyl were parents and they had a kid called Popeye Jr. All right, fine, they do that in America. It just got rid of everything that made Popeye fun for kids. Popeye was just chaos and love rivals. Him and Bluto were fighting over who would get Olive Oyl, and they would fight all the time. There's zero violence in Popeye and Sons. No one even swings a fist. They're just eating spinach for no good fucking reason. It's like, it's domesticated and it's shit. You take like a pub brawler and you put him on the parish council. It's like so boring and so crap. And yeah, it's just not Popeye anymore because they gave him a shitty kid who does nothing.
Yeah, that's when you do a spin-off and just make something so much worse.
Yeah, so there we are. Popeye's Son, shit.
No, fair. Fair and a good call.
Enough about the worst, Hurst. How's about the first, Hurst?
Let me hit you with some knowledge here. The greatest of all of the 80s and 90s cartoons is Batman the Animated Series. It's incredible. It's so good. It's really not for children. I mean, it was, but it really wasn't. It's legendary for its dark film noir aesthetic. It's got really mature storytelling that didn't pander to children at all. It actually treated them like real people rather than, here's something stupid for you to understand, little child. It's like, kids get stuff. And it was dark. It was everything that you'd hope from Batman if you were an adult. So it's iconic voice acting by Kevin Conroy as Batman,
yeah.
And Luke Skywalker doing the voice of Joker, Mark Hamill. It redefined Batman with deep character exploration, focusing on emotional storytelling over just pure action. Because I looked at X-Men as well, and that was still really good, but it was very action.
Also good music.
Definitely good music. But the Batman was like, no, the action will be there just to punctuate the story, and great design. So the artistic style, they call it Dark Deco, they did all of the animation on black paper rather than on white paper to create a dark, timeless atmosphere. And that merged with modern technology with the 1940s aesthetics. The villains were actually sympathetic characters and the writing was excellent. So there's an episode called Heart of Ice, which provides like a deep emotional backstory for Mr. Freeze. So it makes the characters, rather than here's a villain and Batman's got to defeat him, it's like, here's this villain, here's his complicated backstory, here's how it all fits together. It's like proper storytelling. So excellent casting, still infinitely watchable now. I'm definitely going to carry on watching episodes after we're long finished with this, just because it's great. They use like wide space shots on it as well. So that to give an emphasis of scale and size, they'll be in this room and it won't be up close with them. The shot will start from the far side of the room with them over in a corner, just to give an idea of scale. It's brilliantly, cleverly put together. And I was surprised of everything that I went back to look at. It's like, I remember that being good. This is the only one that is better than I remember it being, because now I can enjoy the nuance a bit more as an adult than I did as a kid. But the animation, the stories, the characters, it's spectacular. Anyone who hasn't watched it for a while, go find it. I watched it on Amazon Prime. So if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can watch it for free.
Yeah, and who doesn't?
Yeah. So number one for me, Batman, the animated series, or BTAS.
BTAS. That BTAS sounds like a K-pop band, right?
Or just some industry acronym.
Yes. Fact and estimated fact me, please.
Okay. Fact. Rick Moranis, off of everything in the 80s and 90s, voiced the ventriloquist Arnold Wesker in the season 1 episode Read My Lips. Fact. Before Batman the Animated Series, Mr. Freeze was just a joke villain. In the comics, he was just a generic ice gun bad guy. But DC loved what BTAC had done so much that they rewrote the character to match it in the comics.
Now, I haven't seen Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, right.
Which does put your idea of us getting the same number one rather the kibosh.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
I know I should have done. I don't know. When I was younger, I didn't really like Batman. I don't know why, because I quite like Batman now. So I have no real idea about this. What year did you say it came out?
1992, Squirrel, because I did all my research.
Oh, right. Of course you did. So, no, I reckon Moranis was gone by then, wasn't he? Oh, it was close.
No, he was still filming Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or Blew Up the Baby or something around the 90s, wasn't he?
His wife died and he stopped. That's why he stopped to raise his kids. I'm going to... maybe it was a bit after. All right, I'm going with Moranis. I don't reckon DC Comics, not Marvel Comics. DC Comics were ever so stuck up about this kind of thing. I don't think they would take inspiration from one of the cartoons. So I'm going to go with Rick Moranis being the answer.
Finally, I've managed to get one past you.
They
did actually. He went from being just a nothing ice gun bad guy, and it was such a great story for such depth of the character that they loved it, and they went on to retconning or something. Retconning, that's it, retconned. I didn't use that word because I thought, Hurst would never use that word. So I had to go and find a different one for it. No, but they did retcon the story to make Mr. Freeze a better character. And then, of course, the film came out and Arnie made him look like a knob again, and that was that.
That's true. But then the video game came out and it was back to him trying to kind of save his wife. And the same thing in Harley Quinn. But there we are. Excellent. Yeah, should have watched it. Didn't. Not my number one. So the mystery of what is Squirrel's number one cartoon from the 80s. There were two shows that made teeny tiny little Squirrel run to the sofa on a Saturday morning and not move for however long they were on TV, which felt like an hour to us kids, but it was probably like 20 minutes. Right? One of them was Around the World with Willy Fogg, which hasn't made my list. So I watched it again. It actually wasn't very good. It was all a bit kind of shit, but... Oh, God, the song 80 Days Around the World. It's great, right? Excellent theme tunes on all the kids' shows, it feels like, right?
Back then.
The other one is a similarly animal-based retelling of an old book, Hurst. Can you guess what it was?
Dogtanian?
Dog motherfucking Tanyan and the Three Musket Hounds. Holy shit, did I love Dogtanian. It is a show from 1981, so early 80s. Only had 26 episodes, but those 26 episodes lasted the entire summer holidays. Every year it felt like they were on. That with something like Belle and Sebastian and Oxtails or something, but God, it was good. I loved it. It's a Spanish show, surprisingly, originally a Spanish/Japanese co-production by BRB International, Be Right Back International, and Nippon Animation, lovely, and obviously is based on Alexandre Dumas' The Three Musketeers, and yeah, like I said, it hit the BBC in 85, so I would have been 7. Prime Dogtanian age, man, and it's just really classy and charming, and it's proper literary source material, and it just turns anywhere into fuzzy animals, and they trick kids into learning about like French history and shit because they involve dogs, and it's just really, really fucking good. And normally you'd expect these things to be like you said with, I can't remember if you said it for Batman or for whatever was it your number 2. Wow, I'm not doing very well at remembering.
Mysterious Cities of Gold, which was interestingly
yes,
a French-Japanese adventure
yes,
together as well, dubbed over.
Yes.
So it's
they were like, the kids will get it. We're going to give them the story. The kids will understand what's going on. We don't need to dumb it. And I'm sure they did dumb it down to somewhat. I mean, for a start, it wasn't in fucking French, was it? You know, we had Milady the talking cat because, you know, we know there's something wrong with the cat. Spoilers. It's just educational without feeling educational. It's a gateway drug to Damas and court intrigue and dueling, and France generally. Betrayal and honor and fucking theme tunes is just going to colonize your skull for the next 40 years, as it did for me. So yeah, my number 1, the excellent D'Artagnan and the Three Musket Hounds. I look forward to you reading that all for one. Excellent. Words you like a fact and estimated fact about D'Artagnan and the Three Musket Hounds?
I think right now there's nothing I want more.
Excellent. Well, D'Artagnan became the face of nourriture pour chien. Apologies to any French people that may be listening about me butchering that French dog food that I'm sure you have heard of. And he's still used in the adverts on TV and billboards and shit to this day. D'Artagnan. Excellent. Or fact. The 2014 live-action BBC show The Musketeers was a much more serious adult-based version of The Three Musketeers, the same book, right? But contained many scenes and storylines lifted straight from D'Artagnan and the Three Musket Hounds that weren't in the actual book. So, yeah, someone had been doing some copying.
Ooh, that's nice. Now, the first one, I don't know any French, so I would not have done any better.
Nourriture pour chien.
The fact that they're still using the advertising today, I just don't feel D'Artagnan. I know there was a movie came out.
The movie came out a couple of years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. Did have a resurgence because I had to go to see that at the cinema with one of my service users.
I bet it was shit. I was going to talk about that and then didn't because I assumed it would be terrible.
Not as bad as I was expecting.
It was all bad computer graphics, right?
Yeah. But if you look past it, the story was all right. It was passable. I've seen worse things at the cinema.
Presumably it was the same story, just condensed down into 2 hours.
I think it was the second one. I think that they lifted some of the stories, probably because they thought, no, these are good stories, and they will make for a good D'Artagnan for the Musketeers TV show.
Hurst, nourriture pour chien, literally translated to dog food. You are correct. I made that one up entirely. Yes, the Musketeers show included storylines from D'Artagnan and the Three Musket Hounds.
Very, very good. That's funny. Yeah, the theme tunes you said a minute ago, we should have a real nod to that. They used to make some banging theme tunes, didn't they?
I mean, everyone can recite the Turtles theme tune. Fucking Bucky O'Hare nearly got on my list purely for the theme tune alone. Oh, so good.
But I mean, just to counter that, though, the amount of annoying sidekicks, I don't know why they felt that it was so essential to have the likes of Fudge in Marshall Bravestar and like all these wretched sidekicks making it worse, not better. Screw you guys. Top 5 terrible sidekicks.
Oh,
there's no rankers.
But who would the worst sidekick be? A really good one, like 2020 from Bravestar. Was it 2020 or 4040, the horse?
No, 2020 was 4040, I think it was. Wasn't it?
4040.
No, he wasn't a sidekick. He was a partner.
Okay.
The sidekick was definitely Fuzz.
All right. Yeah, go.
Fuck off.
So
Shoot him.
the worst sidekick would be the best sidekick.
Ooh, no. Top five bottom sidekick. So top five sidekicks would
So
be
the
good
worst
ones.
one would be the best one. All right.
Ignore that, Rankers. But no, 4040 was awesome. He had a real tood on him.
Yeah, the fucking massive hand cannon.
He's B.A. Baracus, wasn't he?
He's just BA. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a reason we don't do top five negative lists, and that's probably it, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, rankers. Which one of us is correct? One of us is correct. One of us is always correct.
Let's see what we're going to do next, Squirrel. Spin that wheel of decisions.
I'm going to spin it, Hurst.
Spin, sugar.
If she goes, wee. And it is... Oh, it's coming in for chick flicks. Chick flicks.
Yes, I've
I
been
feel
looking
you've been
forward to
waiting
this
for
one.
chick flicks. How do we define, Hurst, a chick
I think the same
flick?
way we designed Big Guy
Big Man
action
Action
movies.
Movies. If it feels wrong, it's wrong. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't be pleased.
Looking forward to that one in 2 weeks' time. Rankers, you're going to find out what the best chick flick of all time is. And hopefully by then as well, we'll have released last month's Patreon episode, which is going to be Hurst and I doing online what X am I tests for each other and trying to figure out who we're going to be. So, yeah. And maybe it's funny. I don't fucking know. No, wait, that doesn't make people want to sign up to the Patreon. Fuck it. I've told them now. That's the deal.
It's going to be
Patreons.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Give us your money, internet.
Give us your money, internet. And you can do that by going to patreon.com. So Rankers, Hurst and I have just had a quick decision about what we're going to call what was previously the Supporter Hub, right, Hurst? Yes. And it was
That's
a
right.
shit name, and that's quite right. And we've now renamed it thanks to Ohio. Thank you, Ohio, who suggested we call them number ones or our number ones. So we're going to call you number ones. And the number ones who support this episode, Hurst, are... Oh, wait, I was going to choose a silly voice for you to do it in each time.
shit.
I think this time I want someone like Megatron. No, Starscream. I want you to read the names in the form of Starscream, please.
Damn Pez! Yes, chap! Goddess, Jasmine! Kovac!
That's the best fucking thing.
That's our number ones.
More people need to join our number ones just so that list of us doing stupid names gets longer.
And also, for the next 3 months, Ohio!
Oh, yeah, we're going to put Ohio. Congrats, Ohio. You are now a member of our number ones.
Temporary visa and constant recognition for your contribution to naming things.
Yes, there we go. Thank you, Ohio from Ohio. You are now going to get some free... Do I have your email address? Ohio, get in touch. Hello at top5faceoff.co.uk. Give me your email address and I will sort you out with free access to our ad-free feed, which is all of our feeds right now because no one advertises on this shit. And also the excellent bonus content that our Patreons get, which is always hilarious and not shit like I said it was a little while back. We're also on Blue Sky and Facebook and all that shit. You know that. You know where to find us. Come find us. Just come vote. That's the most important thing. Top5faceoff.co.uk, tffo.uk if you're lazy. Come along, click a link. That's all you have to do to be part of the official world rankings of everything.
Indeed. So should we put the bins out and go to bed?
Yeah, let's put some fucking bins out. First, my walls, so plain and drab. I am a laughing stock when I host the fashionable people that enjoy arts. I want to buy more arts, but begad, I cannot find any on the internet. Can you help? You couldn't fucking help last time. Maybe you can.
I might know a place.
Right, okay. Where might that be?
It is doghouseart.co.uk. I've added some more bits to it. I'm still working on it, but you can procure things as our excellent Patreon trooper has already done, like an absolute legend.
There we go.
Also, I have got an open studio coming up. I live in a little town called Retford in North Nottinghamshire, and on the 2nd and 3rd of May, I have an open studio and I'm going to be there all weekend. If anyone does want to pop in and say hello and buy art or just marvel at the art, I would love to see you guys.
You know I can't come.
Well, we're doing another one at the end of the month, but I can't be around for all of it. So that's why.
And I can't come at the fucking end of the month either.
Fair enough. Well, any other rankers or Patreons or any of our number ones, we would love to see you there. No pressure. just be nice to see people.
All right, cool. Please rewind this podcast for the next people to come along, and we will see you in a couple of weeks' time, I hope, for Chick Flicks.
Nice. All right. See you later, guys. Love you.
Top 5 Face Off is presented by Matt Hurst and Matt Squirrell and produced by Powerstorm Awesomefire Incorporated. For more details and to vote for a winner, visit top5faceoff.co.uk. Thanks for listening.
Top 5 face off. Top 5 face off. Top 5 face off.
No pressure. Just
No,
be
there's
nice
loads
to
of
see
pressure.
people.
Fucking turn up,
There'll be
dickholes.
pressure on the day, mate. I'm just going to ease them in the door, and then I'm going to slam it behind them and hard sell them a timeshare in Spain.
Got you. That'll make people want to turn up. All right, heard you. Excellent work.
The Wellington Arms in Southampton, off Park Road. Barmaid Ellie, if you're ever in the area, go in and buy her a pint and say, Hurst loves you.
Wait, was it Ellie or Millie?
It was definitely Millie.
Okay, not Ellie. Right, okay.
Lovely Millie. Like I said all along, Millie. Stick some of these in place. Millie. Millie.
All right.
Millie. Millie. Right, if you can just put those in.
So I have no real idea about this. What year did you say it came out?
It was in the 80s, I think. I can't remember exactly when it came out. Let me. Google.
92.
92. Late 90s.
Let's do that again. What year did you say it came out?
1992 Squirrel, because I did all my research.
Oh, right. Of course you did. So it was 1985. Oh, Hurst is getting a delivery of drink. Hello, Carly.
It says hello.
Too late. She's gone. Let me see if there's anything new on the wheel real quick. Nope. So, moving on.
Boop, 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 boop.
Let's see if I can get another shoeing this time, whenever the fuck we record the next episode, which I assume by now is going to be for the week after. Just knock some shit on the floor. I'll ignore all that shit. Right, let's carry on.
Let's carry on. Let's spin the wheel of decisions, shall we?
What a great idea. I just happened to have it in flipping position on
I'm wondering
my
if you should
phone.
maybe put some blue tack back on your side, because since you took it off, it has been consistently coming up Hurst.
Well, let's see what it does today. It's on the floor. I can see it. It's relaxed. I can see it. I have knocked it over with my foot, though, so I don't think we're doing that again. Here we go. Oop, shit, no. Oop, dropped it.
Dude.
I know.
Oh, that's nice that we're coming towards the end of our second season. Who would have envisioned at the beginning that we'd actually stay motivated enough to keep going for 2 whole seasons?
Fucking not me.
Scream.
Damn Pez! Ghost chap!
Where is the cube?
Goodness, Jasmine! Kovac!
You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Ohio!
Top 5 face off.